This week at Macy's, discover big savings on fashion and home essentials. Keep warm and stay on trend with specials on coats for him and her, 60 to 65% off. Get 25% off women's shoes for any weather. And refresh your space with select Charter Club bedding and bath collections, now 50% off. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees. More at Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, this is Jennie Walker, and welcome to Closet Conversations. Today I wanted to talk to you about the secrets of steaming for resellers. That's right, steaming. Oh, gosh. I tell you, it was way too far into my reselling journey that I finally got a steamer. And I remember when I purchased one, it was a Jiffy Steamer. It was pink with a metal head to it, and I'm like, if I'm going to have to get a steamer, I'm going to get the cutest one out there. So I ended up getting this Jiffy Steamer, and it was life-altering, life-changing to get the steamer. Over time, I realized having the metal head on the thing was not conducive if you have a lot of things to steam. It was just too uncomfortable after a while, but I went on to have another steamer that I use by a company called C'est La Vie, and that's the steamer I use every day now. And I just want to tell you about some of the secrets of steaming. And I got to thinking about this the other day because, I mean, it's probably not the funnest topic in the world, but it's super, super satisfying to use a steamer in my reselling journey. And let me tell you why. A friend of mine came over to where I live, and I mean, there are probably, 20 racks, if not more, of clothes in where I live. Like, it's one whole bedroom is dedicated, a whole other area is dedicated. I got a lot of stuff in here. And she said to me, she goes, with all this stuff in here, I'm surprised nothing smells. And I just thought that was like an odd little comment. And then I got to thinking about it, and I said, well, yeah, it's because I steam everything. So that just sort of came out really quickly, and I thought, well, I've never really talked about it, but there's so many great things about steaming, including the smells and the odors that come with things that you to resell. And the reality is people aren't dry cleaning everything. And I have a great relationship with my dry cleaner, and we've had many journeys together to try to salvage things that have problems. And, more often than not, they're able to get something clean and get it the way it needs to be. And if I've taken it to them, that means that there's a reason and something I can't do on my own. And when you're dealing with all kinds of vintage, it can be really worth it just to invest in having a professional cleaner have their way with this garment and get it to where it needs to be. But aside from that, I steam every single thing before it ever gets to the dry cleaner. And it's just part of my routine. And there's so many great things about it. Certainly, the point of the steaming, not only, to get the wrinkles out, but it heats up everything. So if there's, smells are generated by bacteria. So if there's something on there that's generating any kind of odor, it's going to die after the steamer gets to it. Now, one of the things I learned the other day, and I had never done this before, but I had bought this amazing vintage fringe coat out when I was sourcing. It has wooden beads all in it and tassels and all this thing. It was just amazing. That thing smelled so bad. But it was a great price, and I thought, okay, even if I get leather cleaning, because I've always heard of this leather cleaning, but I've never actually done it. It's like you always, when you buy fine garments, it says dry leather cleaner only, right? I'm like, what do they think I'm going to do? Put it in the wash? But anyway, so I thought to myself, look, I think this is so amazing, this piece, that I'm going to risk the money I'm going to invest and risk having to pay leather cleaning if I have to get it back to where it needs to be so it can be sellable. So I brought it home, and I was, steaming everything I had gotten. I got to this jacket, and I'm like, this thing is just horrible. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm just going to steam it and see what happens. So when I steam, I always start from the inside of a garment because I'm always afraid that, steamers can get too hot. They have different settings, obviously, for what you're doing, but I don't really pay attention to that a lot of times. I just turn it on and off I go. You can get covers for steamers, which I highly recommend, so that there's a layer of protection between the steamer head and the garment. But nonetheless, I had this beautiful suede coat, and I started with it had an acetate lining. I just started doing it and going all around it. I mean, and then the smell got even worse. It was even worse with the steam. But I'm just going to steam the whole thing, because I know that I'm going to take it to the leather cleaner if I can't get to smell it. And I'm talking the kind of one of those really foul smells that really, even you just know that it's going to have no luck getting it out without professional help. So I steamed the whole thing, and inside, outside, up in the sleeves, everywhere. And I'm like, okay, it smells just as horrible as it did when I bought it, but that's okay. And I set it to the side where it could air out on a hanger, and I just kept steaming everything. So the next day I go in and I'm checking everything, and I get to the coat, and I just happened to take a whiff of it. It had no odor. And I thought, wait a minute, how'd that happen? That thing was nasty last night. And then I realized what had happened is that the heat had to kill all of the bacteria in this coat. It had to kill whatever was in there causing the odor. And then once it died, there was no smell. And so that steaming, this suede coat, killed everything that was making it have an odor. It literally had no odor, like zero. And I thought, this isn't even possible. And I was so shocked, because I would never think to steam something that was leather or suede to begin with, because I would be afraid. I'm not professional leather cleaning. And I got to think, well, what does a professional leather cleaner do? And then I'm like, okay, it's porous. I mean, leather is essentially porous material. So, okay, that makes sense. So when I did that, I just realized I had just stumbled upon something. I'm like a grown woman. I've been all around a while, and I have never even attempted to steam anything leather, nor have I ever attempted anything suede. And so this was a real journey for me. And I think it's because I knew I had nothing to lose. I knew that this was bad. And so there wasn't anything I was going to do to make it any worse. And so I think that was the reason I had the confidence to just be like, I'm just going to steam this thing. Well, let me tell you, I was so impressed with me that I thought to do it. And so now I don't have to spend all that money with the high, very expensive leather cleaning any process. And so that's when I did that, I'm like, I got to talk about it, because it was just a happy accident. So that was a great benefit of that. So not only does steaming kills whatever's causing the odor, and again, the reality is, if it's certain kind of clothes are going to go in the wash, certain kind of clothes are going to get steamed, certain things will go to the dry cleaner. But I always do the steaming. Now, other benefits and the secret to really getting your clothes to sell and look well is to get all the wrinkles out. And believe me, I look at a lot of online listings, because I'm always sourcing. And I cannot tell you how many people do not take the time to build in steaming into their process. And I really think they're losing out on a potential sale, because I'll see things and I'm like, I don't know what's going on there, because I cannot see what's going on. So it's really hard to really visually see how all the aspects of a garment if it's all crumpled up. So the presentation is huge. Now I steam and on hangers. The items are hanging when I steam them, and then when I'm done, they go onto a dress form when I do my pictures. So it's really, really important that I get everything out of there to make it look as good as possible. So one of the other secrets is that whenever I buy something, I do my best to immediately steam everything that's in there, because that's when I find the hidden problems. So if I go to a Goodwill and I go sourcing, I bring it home, all the tags are still on the garments, and I start steaming. And I cannot tell you how many problems I have found hidden in the wrinkles, stains, snags, holes. And there's a lot of problems you cannot see in the moment, because the garment is wrinkled, because it's not in its best shape, or because you're too hurried and haven't had a proper amount of time to really assess the condition. So hidden problems come out. And So if I'm steaming something and I find stains, then I have to ask myself, okay, is this worth spending the money to go to dry cleaners, or is it something I just want to take back to the Goodwill and get something else? And I think it's half and half. Half the time I'll take it back, and the other half I will try to get it clean because, you know, if I bought something, I want it. I want to try to sell it, you know, make a profit and put it back into the world. So that's something that I do all the time. And now that I have it built into my routine, it's just part of it. And it's actually kind of satisfying because, you know, I bring home the items, they're all crumpled in a little bag, or if they've been shipped to me wherever I've sourced them online, I mean, they're all folded up. So I'm not going to get anything that doesn't have the potential to need steaming unless the fabric is such that it just is a non-wrinkle fabric. So I always bring it in. I hang everything up. I have racks of things to be processed, all organized by type, like skirts, pants, dresses, whatever. And then I'll put the newest things out, and then they will be set aside for my steaming sessions, which I usually do with YouTube on in the background. And I used to listen to like reseller content nonstop, and now I'm all up into listening to the stock market and Tesla and SpaceX, and we're going to Mars and to NASA. So that's my latest. It gets to the point with reselling content like this one where I just can't absorb anymore, and I got to take a break. And so now it's all about going to Mars. So I'm listening to that while I'm steaming. So I'm always double dipping my time. I'm always using my steaming time and doing something else. Usually just listening because it's hard to watch and steam. You listening on YouTube or a podcast 9 times out of 10. So I will do that. I'll do a whole session. I mean, I put it together and then I just steam it all because it's a lot of effort to take the time, turn the machine on, wait for it to heat up, wait for the steam, make sure the water's full, and then only steam one thing, right? So I usually bundle it up, and I have a whole group of things that I'm ready to get in good shape and go from there. So, yeah, that's the secret to better sales. It's the secret to discovering problems and stains on items you may not have seen when you bought them, and certainly the secret to getting odors out. Because, I mean, let's talk about this. I mean, people have worn this stuff most of the time. And so what are you going to do about it? You have to be mindful that, you know, you can smell perfume. You can smell body odor. You can smell baby powder. I mean, you can smell mold. You can smell something's vintage. And there's a lot of these condition issues that will be in things that you still think you want to buy and resell. And you've got to take care of that in some way. I am someone who does not wash in the washer and dryer. I don't do that at all because I mostly don't buy things I can wash. And so the steaming makes the most sense for me, and to dry clean. And I do a lot of dry cleaning. And I don't mind it. I have a good relationship with the dry cleaner called Oak Knoll Cleaners here in Pasadena, California. And they're great people over there. And we got a whole buddy system going because not many people are coming in there all the time bringing crazy cool vintage pieces. So that's kind of where I am. So I build that into my cost, and I take great pride in knowing that I can present something that's in great condition and looks and is presented well, and steaming is just a huge part of it. Now, I just happen to know the owner of a steamer company, the founder, and the company is C'est La Vie. C'est La Vie USA.com is a website that she has, SALAVUSA.com. And we have a special code set up. If you use the code or coupon code JennieGirl, JennieGirl, you can get 10% off your order and free shipping, which is totally great. And they have steamers, handheld steamers, but then like stand-up steamers, professional level series, which is what I have. Those start at $99. So with the coupon code, I guess it brings it down to $91 or $89 plus tax. They have to pay tax. No shipping. And I definitely recommend these steamers to you. And they have some that are $60, around $59.99 as well. So the price points are like $50, $59, and then it goes up to like $69, and then like $89, and then they go like $149. So there's a range. And the one I used called the G565-BJ Professional is currently out of stock. It's in such a great one. But that's the one I've been using, and it's $99.99 out of stock. But there are others that are a level up or the same level or a notch down, and I highly recommend it. So definitely, if you're interested, use that coupon code JennieGirl. It's definitely good during 2021. I don't know how long this is in perpetuity, so well, hopefully that code will keep working past 2021. But definitely we have this relationship going on with C'est La Vie USA. Definitely check it out. They do have an Instagram as well you can check out. And we've done some giveaways of their steamer before on Instagram, so definitely check them out on their website if you have a chance. And that's it. Those are the secrets of steaming. You'll definitely be able to sell your things for more. You'll be able to salvage things, and it's just a great way to manage all this inventory and keep your if you're like me and you live with your things, I do. We live with 20 racks of clothes. You want to keep it smelling good, and I can tell you this steaming everything is huge different. Now, not just for reselling, use steaming your own clothes. Like it definitely saves you from going to the dry cleaner. I have steamed many a garment of my own, not only for where I live, but of course I own a consignment shop, Walker Viden Luxury Consignment, and we steam everything that comes in there as well. So keeps everyone happy, and certainly in the time of the virus that's going on right now, people are even more mindful of are things clean, and this is going to kill 99.9% of bacteria, and that's what you want to do. Keep everything looking and smelling great. And that's it. This is Jennie Walker with Closet Conversations. So glad to have you with me here for a few minutes to talk about steaming. If you liked what you heard, if you're listening on YouTube, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you've not subscribed to this podcast, definitely hit the subscribe button. Always love hearing from people as well. You can find me on Instagram at JennieGirls Closet and be in touch with you there if you have any questions. And I look forward to having you with me on a future episode.
This week at Macy's, discover big savings on fashion and home essentials. Keep warm and stay on trend with specials on coats for him and her, 60 to 65% off. Get 25% off women's shoes for any weather. And refresh your space with select Charter Club bedding and bath collections, now 50% off. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees. More at Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply. This week at Macy's, discover big savings on fashion and home essentials. Keep warm and stay on trend with specials on coats for him and her, 60 to 65% off. Get 25% off women's shoes for any weather. And refresh your space with select Charter Club bedding and bath collections, now 50% off. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees. More at Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.